Hello everyone, I'm Mikki Trowbridge and welcome to your practice. Today we have moved outside to the beautiful space that is Legacy Estate Vineyards in Salem. They have offered so graciously to share their view with us for our practice. And I hope that this relocation, even though you're not here, just seeing it, and maybe for some of you remembering being here, brings a little bit of added peace to your practice. The physical practice we're going to move through today is a heart opening practice, really just about creating space in this part of us that tends to get a little less than spacious when we're feeling protective or defensive, unsure, anxious. And so we're just going to try to allow there to be a little bit of peace and release there. All right, we're going to get started on our backs, lying down. And as you come on down to your back, let's take the feet on your mat. Knees are bent. Let those knees fall in on each other. So that's constructive rest pose for your legs. And then let's take goalpost arms. So arms are on the ground beside you, elbows bent, back of the hands on the ground. I invite you to close your eyes here. We're going to begin to take some really deep and full breaths into your body and out. And I don't know about you, I often experience my breath very much front to back. And here as we settle in, I want you to focus on your breath. Feel your breath side to side. Can you feel the movement of your breath left to right, side to side in your low back and your hips? Side to side, the sides of your waist, the rib cage, the upper back, that whole length of your torso. And then let's keep that awareness of your side to side breath and space, but start to feel a very specific inflation of your heart as you breathe in. And a lengthening of that upper back as you breathe out. So that we begin to create and breathe into the space of the heart, but with the really beautiful foundation of a full breath beneath it. A couple more rounds here, experiencing and exploring this. Can you feel and fill up into the breath, side to side, while also encouraging that fullness all the way up into the sternum of the chest? And then let's slide your arms down beside you. We'll come into T-Rex arms. So elbows will come beside your ribs, fingers pointed toward the sky. Let's bring our feet hip width apart, knees point skyward. And let's press down into those upper arms until you feel the back of your shoulders really plug into the ground. You might even create a little heart puff here. And as you inhale, let's press into your feet. Try to keep that puff of the heart. We're going to lift your hips up off the ground any amount. And then as you exhale, let those hips slowly come back down to earth. We're going to do that a couple times. Inhale, pressing into the feet, lifting up. Feel yourself filling up side to side, and then from that foundation all the way up into the chest, into the heart. And then as you exhale, letting the back of the body come to the ground and settling into the back of the heart there. How about 2 more rounds here? Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lowering. One more. Lifting, inhale. And lowering, exhale. As the hips find the ground this time, let's bring the knees into the chest. Release your T-Rex arms. Go ahead and grab onto your shins or your thighs. Give yourself a little rock here. And then we're going to start to make our way up and over into table pose for your cat-cow. And you can rock up and down the spine, gaining momentum to get there, or you can just sort of crawl on over. So we'll set up with your wrists below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Once you're there, let's inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the head, cow pose. And exhale, round your spine for cat. Couple rounds of breath here. Belly down, heart lifts. Exhale, round. And it's a little bit of multitasking in your yoga practice here, but again, can you feel and notice your breath side to side, lengthwise across your body, and up and down the spine as well. That multidimensional approach to your breath. And then with your next inhale, let's find table pose, your long flat back. And we're going to start to take your right leg, stretch it back, toes on the ground to start. Really press back through your right heel, and then we'll reach forward through your left arm. If that's too much, left hand can stay down. Option to keep the toes on the ground, option to lift that right leg. Feeling your breath side to side, front to back. And then option to stay here, option to bend that right leg, reach back with your left hand and see if the hand and the foot want to be friends today. And if they do, go ahead and grab on. Press the foot into the hand, maybe roll that left shoulder open a little bit. And then slowly release, get long once again. And then hand and shin to the ground. Inhale, cow pose, leading from your heart. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine. Inhale, table. Left leg stretches back, toes on the ground. Staying with that or taking the right arm forward. Option to stay there, option to float your left leg off the ground. Maybe you stay with that. Maybe you bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand, grab on. And if the foot and the hand don't want to be friends, don't force it. But if they connect, push the foot into the hand, roll that right shoulder back a tiny bit. And then let's get long. Left foot back, right hand forward, and hand and shin to the ground. One more time, drop the belly, lengthen, lead from the heart, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, back to your cow. Let's prepare the hands for downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you settle there, let's wag your tail a little bit, pedal your feet. And then let's start to inhale, rise up onto the tippy toes, let the heels lift. And exhale, let those heels drop down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels drop. 1 more time, heels lift. And heels drop. And let's take a stroll to the front of the mat, feet walking forward toward your hands. Once you're there, let's slide your fingertips up the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. As you inhale, let's bend your knees, sit up, chair pose, hands to the sky. We're going to keep your legs in chair, let the body drape over the legs, hands will reach down and back. Inhale, let's rise all the way up to standing. Hands go skyward, and at the top there, we'll exhale, bend your arms into that goalpost shape. And then inhale, reach right back up. Exhale, chair. Stay for the inhale, get tall through the fingertips. And then exhale, fold over your chair legs, hands reach down and back. Inhale, rise up, stand up. Exhale, elbows open into that goalpost shape. Inhale, get tall, reach up. Let's do that one more time. Sitting back chair with your exhale. Stay for the inhale, get long, lead from the heart, lift from the heart. Exhale, fold, hands reach down and back. Inhale, let's stand up, rise up, reach up. One more goalpost shape. Inhale, reach up. And this time we'll bring hands to your heart. Stay for your inhale. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, let's reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you fold, we'll take your left leg, step it back. Back heel stays off the ground, back knee is lifted if you're comfortable with that. Let's come on up into your lunge, crescent pose. Once you've settled, let's inhale, straighten the front leg. And exhale, bend the front knee. Let's do that just one more time. Inhale, straighten. And bend. As you bend the front knee this time, let's press the hands together, bend the elbows, drop the hands behind the head, maybe look up a little bit. And then hands to the sky and hands around your front foot. Any way that works for you, let's step back, plank pose. Drop your knees to the ground. Exhale, elbows point straight back as you lower to the belly, chaturanga. And at the bottom there, let's untuck your toes, point the toes straight back. Let your forehead come to your mat, but let's move the shoulders away from the ground. Feel that work of the upper back engaging. And then as you inhale, let's start to float your head, maybe your feet, and maybe your hands up off the ground. And then exhale, lower the head, hands, and feet. Let's do two more there. Inhale. Any of those three parts, lifting, head, hands, feet. Exhale, lower. One more time, lift. And lower. Let's push into your hands and your knees. Come on up, table. And downward facing dog. Big full inhale here. Full complete exhale. If it makes sense in your body and your practice today, left leg to the sky, inhale. Foot between your hands, exhale. Let's rise up into your crescent lunge. Put knee or heel down if that makes it more steady for you. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the front knee. One more time there, straighten. And bend. We'll keep that front knee bent. Press the hands together, bend the elbows, drop the hands behind the head. Maybe look up. Feel your heart lifting, leading the way for the spine here, but still breathing really fully into everything beneath it. We'll inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, hands to the ground. Let's step forward, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, chair pose. Keep the legs in chair. Exhale, let's fold, hands reach down and back. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, goalpost arms, heart lifts. Inhale, reach up, get long. Exhale, fold. Fingers on shins, halfway lift, inhale. As you fold, right leg steps back. We'll rise up into your crescent lunge. And then ground your back heel, open up, warrior two. So once you've found your warrior two legs, let's just bend your elbows, reach up above your head and grab opposite elbows or forearms or fingers, whatever works for you. And I want you just to lengthen up through your elbow tips. Feel the heart and the sternum lifting. Feel that fullness in your ribs and your low back. And then when you're ready with an inhale, let's release your right hand down the back leg. Left hand reaches up and back, reverse. Exhale, hands around your front foot, and we'll step to downward facing dog. Make it work for you. Option to stay in your down dog, or inhale, plank. Knees up or down will lower, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of your choosing. Exhale, lower. Inhale all the way back, downward facing dog. Big full inhale here. Full complete exhale. If it makes sense in your body, right leg lifts. Foot between your hands. We'll rise, crescent lunge. And open warrior two. Once you've settled into the warrior two legs, let's once again bend those elbows, grab opposite arms in some way. See if you can remember which arm was in front and try to do the opposite arm in front or on top. And then lengthen up through those elbow tips. Feel the sternum lift. Let the base of the neck soften. Full breath side to side in your waist and your low back. And then with an inhale, as you're ready, we'll take left hand down the back leg. Right hand reaches up and back. Reverse warrior. And then hands come down around your front foot. Let's look forward, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Let's grab opposite arm in some way. Let the head be heavy. Let the arms be heavy. Bend the knees enough that it feels as though your spine is draping over your legs. And then let's bring your fingers to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And any way that works for you, let's make our way back into downward facing dog. If you want that vinyasa, take it. If you'd rather just step back to down dog, also a fantastic option. And from your down dog, let's take right leg lifted up and back. And foot between your hands. Let's come on up into your crescent. And as you lift up through those fingertips, let's feel the heart lift. Feel the back of the shoulder get heavy. And let's bend your arms into that goalpost shape. Let your heart lift. We're going to keep that shape in the upper back and arms. Let's tip forward, torso at about a 45-degree angle. And then we're going to rotate around your waist. Left elbow down, right elbow up until you're in a bit of a twist here. Broaden through those elbows. Keep leading the way from your heart. Strong, powerful back leg. And then let's slowly untwist, square your heart to the ground, and let's swim your arms back behind you into a clasp. Option 1 to stay here with both either all fingers clasped or just thumbs. You could put your back heel on the ground if you prefer that version. Or come on up into warrior 3, standing on your right foot, left leg lifted. If the clasp is too much, let it go. And instead of trying to slam or force your shoulders back into the clasp, see if you can create some space by strengthening or activating the upper back and letting the front chest and heart broaden. Let's bend the front knee, step back, 2 hands to the sky. Maybe look up. And then hands are coming down around your front foot. Downward facing dog. It does not need to be graceful. So option to stay in your down dog for a few breaths. Option inhale, plank pose. Knees up or down. We're lowering all the way to the belly. Let the forehead come to the ground, the toes point back. Just like we did earlier, lift the shoulders away from the ground. Feel that work of your upper back. And then as you inhale, maybe you lift the head, maybe you lift the feet, maybe you lift the hands. We're going to hold here for a couple breaths. I'm going to give you a few more options to take it deeper if you'd like. This is 1. Reaching hands back. Option 2. Clasping hands. Option 3. Slowly return to your Cobra setup, hands by your ribs, forehead to the ground. And let's press into hands and knees or hands and toes. We're going to lift up through either table or plank. And press back, downward facing dog. Big full inhale here. Full complete exhale. When you're ready, we'll take left leg, lift it up and back. Foot between the hands. Come on up, crescent lunge. Front knee bent, hands reaching skyward. Feel the heart lifting, the back of the shoulders gliding down. And supporting that lift of the heart by that really broad breath in the low belly and the low back and waist. Let's bend the elbows to the side, create that goalpost shape. And then let's tip forward on that diagonal. Let's take right elbow down, left elbow up as you start to rotate around the waist. Broaden out through your elbows. Feel that length across the chest, the collarbones, the arms. And then untwist. Square the heart toward the ground. Take your hands, reach them back, clasp the hands, other thumb on top. Stay here. You could ground the back heel if you'd like, if you're going to stay with 2 feet on the ground, or begin to come on up, warrior 3. Two more steady breaths wherever you're at. We'll slowly step it back, releasing the clasp, taking the hands to the sky, maybe looking up. And then hands to the ground. Downward facing dog. Option to stay here. Option to roll forward, plank. Knees up or down, chaturanga to the belly. And let's set up in that same way. So setting up for Cobra, forehead on the ground. Shoulders lifting away from the floor. If it makes sense in your body, start to lift head, maybe feet, maybe hands. Stay here or take your hands, reach them back. Maybe you clasp like last round, maybe you bend the knees, reach back, and grab onto shins or feet for bow pose. Wherever you're at, couple breaths. When you're ready, let's slide the hands back beside you, pressing up through table or plank, and back into downward facing dog. From your down dog, let's bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. And hands to heart. Couple breaths here. Feel the heart elevating toward the thumbs. Feel the fullness of your breath, side to side. And then let's blink the eyes open if they've closed. Shift into your right foot. Start to bring your left knee up toward the chest. Easier said than done when you're on bumpy grass. And then start to bring that left foot toward the back side. We're going to reach back with your left hand, grab onto the foot if that's available. If it's not, hands stay at heart, foot pulls itself toward the bottom. You can stay here holding the foot, or last option, right hand to the sky, maybe taking it in to dancer pose. Now there's a lot of things you can get distracted with here, the foot, the hand, the balance. Can you really bring it right back into the heart and feel like you're leading the way through the heart, through the chest here? Feel the fullness of the breath in the back, in the ribs. And then let's slowly release that back foot, step it all the way back into your lunge. Ground your back heel, open up, warrior two. As you find your warrior two, let's straighten the front leg, reach the hands skyward. Exhale, bend the knee, lower the arms. One more, inhale, straighten, reach. Exhale, bend, and lower. As you lower, I want you to imagine that there's maybe like shelves or wine barrels or something right below your hands that you can push down into. And from that, can you feel those upper back muscles turn on? And can the heart now feel supported or held up, not just by the breath, but also by the strength of your upper back? Straighten the front leg. Try to keep those efforts, that action. Let's reach the right hand forward, and then let that right hand come on down to shin, floor, or if you're using it, maybe a block. Continue to lead through the heart. One more breath here. And then let's bend the front knee, come up, warrior two. Let's sneak our hands onto our hips with the elbows bent. We're going to turn all 10 toes to face the long edge of your mat, feet parallel. And then almost like a thigh master, let's pull the elbows back towards each other behind you, almost that they could touch. They shouldn't be able to. And from that action, again, activate the upper back so that it feels like the heart is floating on the strength of your upper back. Some of you might just choose to stay here and really find that lift. Some of you, strong legs, let's take your heart forward, again, leading from the heart and folding into your Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. If it works for you to keep your hands on your hips and those elbows hugging back, do that. If it's better for you to take your hands to the ground, then do that. This view is quite nice upside down. Like a turtle coming out of its shell, and the shell here being your pelvis, your low back, and the entire spine feel elongated. And then strong legs. Rise up, lift up. At the top, re-hug those elbows back, re-lift the heart. Maybe look up. Release those arms front to back, open it into warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Maybe you bend that top arm, grab the low skull, or kind of where a low ponytail would be. Press up through your right elbow. And then exhale, hands down around your front foot. And back we go, downward facing dog. You are always invited to choose a little less instead of choosing more. You might stay here, or inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Let's find the cobra, the low cobra. Option to stay. Option to float the feet. Option to find locust, hands reaching back. Maybe they're clasped. Some of you bend the knees, find the feet, bow pose. All of those are fantastic options. Wherever you're at, can you not get distracted by all the add-ons and the things? Can you really focus on that buoyancy, that lift, that support for and of the heart? And then slowly release. Hands back by your side ribs. And let's press on up. Table. And sit back on your heels. Bringing your hands, hand over heartbeat on the chest. Close the eyes here for a couple moments. If sitting like this is not comfortable, just come to kneeling. Feel the beat of your heart beneath your hands. And instead of coiling into that heart center, coiling inward around your chest, as you feel that heartbeat, can you feel the heart lift into your hands and a broadening out, an expansiveness, an invitation for openness? Hands released to the ground, table. From table to downward facing dog. And any way you would like to make it forward to the top of your mat. Take a stroll to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Hands to heart, exhale. One full breath here. Feel what you need to feel in this moment. And then we'll shift into your left foot. Make sure your eyes are open. Right knee comes on up into your chest. You are invited to stay here. You're invited to take the right foot to the back side. Maybe reaching back with the right hand and grabbing on to the foot. You can stay here, just bringing your hand back to the heartbeat, or take that left arm up and forward, dancer pose. Try to be a little less distracted by all the things and just bring it right back into the intention of this practice. Can you lead from the heart? Can you create space for the heart? And can you support it and give it that foundation and buoyancy? When you're ready, we'll release that back foot. Step it all the way back into your lunge. Open up. Warrior two. As you find that warrior two, imagine something again beneath those hands. Press down into that object. Feel the lift of the heart, of the chest, onto the strength of the upper back. When you're ready, we'll straighten the front leg. Reach that left hand forward and come into your triangle pose. Left hand on shin or ground, or wherever it lands. Can the collarbones and the chest feel closer to your chin than the back of your shoulders? Let's rise up as you bend that front knee. Inhale, reverse. Maybe you bend the elbow, grab the hand onto the low skull, lengthen back through the elbow tip. And then hands come around your front foot. And one last time, we'll make that journey back into downward facing dog. Inhale, plank, and however it works for you, come on down to the belly. Setting up for your baby low cobra. Staying with that or floating the feet. Maybe floating the hands. Maybe clasping the hands. Maybe you bend the knees and grab onto the feet for bow pose. 3 breaths wherever you choose to land. When you're ready, come on down. Stack your hands beneath your forehead and let the head rest. Slide your hands back beside you, press on up. Table back into that seat on your heels. Again, it might be kneeling instead. Let the hands come over the heart. Let yourself feel what you need to feel in this moment. And then let's come to the seat. Let your legs sneak out in front of you. Let's pull back on the toes, press forward through the heels. Start with your hands beside you. Sit super. Let's go ahead and bend your left leg. Bring the foot to the ground, either on the left side or crossed over. Let's take your right hand to the sky. Get super tall here, and as you exhale, we'll loop your right elbow around your left knee and let your left hand come on back behind you. Just a couple breaths here, not a super long hold. Just a couple breaths to release some of the spine. Release some of the muscles that support us and stabilize us. And we'll go ahead and untwist. Let that left leg sneak out in front of you, hands by your side, sit super tall. And then we'll bend the right knee. Same shape, same options. Right foot on the right side or right leg crossed over. Either one, left hand to the sky. Get tall, get long. And elbow around the knee. Right hand behind you. Couple breaths, settle in. Go ahead and untwist. Take that right leg out to straight. Hands beside you. Option to sit tall. This pose is called Dandasana, staff pose. 90-degree angle, 2 straight lines from heels to hips and hips to crown of head. Or Paschimottanasana, where we fold over the legs, going ahead and bowing in. You might grab the feet, you might just let the hands rest on the ground beside you. Allow there to be enough effort in the shape that you're still feeling the length of the spine. You're still feeling the support and the buoyancy of your breath, lifting and lengthening that heart toward your toes, but also meeting that with a sense of ease and melting into the shape here. And then we'll rise up, bringing yourself back upright. Bend your knees, feet to the ground. Make sure you have mat to lay down upon. And let's lower ourselves onto our back. As you come down, let the knees come into the chest. Grab onto shins or thighs. Feel that moment as the head and the shoulders, the back reconnect to the earth and to the ground. Staying here or bringing soles of the feet together, knees open, and reaching through and grabbing onto the feet or the ankles. Reclined bound angle. Staying here, last couple breaths, maybe you open it up into happy baby. And when you're ready, let's take those legs down and set up into your final shape for Shavasana. Any shape will do that inspires you and invites you to be easy and at rest. Allow yourself to breathe into and linger in the space that you have created in your practice today. If you need more time here today, I invite you to stay and take more time, especially if you're also practicing in a beautiful place. But if you need to and want to head into your day, let's take your arms up overhead, get long. When you're ready, we'll bend the knees, bring the feet to the ground. Let's roll to a side. Take your time. No rush. We'll press down into the ground to ease ourselves up. Coming to a comfortable seat and letting your hands settle right in front of your heart, palm to palm. Letting your heart lift towards your thumbs, feeling that lift and feeling the support of your heart in your breath, in your body. Letting your heart lead your way into your day. The light within me honors the light within each of you. Namaste.